I can't hear you. Unmute yourself.
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. I guess I'd say that again for those that are tuning in that couldn't hear me. Welcome to the X Fan Show, ladies and gentlemen, on Thursday here on Draft Night.
Listen, before we go any further, again, I dominated in the standings. You went 2-2. I went 3-1. So let me mark the losers for you. So you are now at 6 losses, right? I'm at 1 loss. You're at 10 wins. And since I went 3-1, I am 1 win ahead of you.
Whoop-de-damn-do.
There's something with called the No Fun League. They're having something tonight, but we decided, what the hell? We ain't gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about UFL shit. Right, Arlington?
Reason why I got my hat on.
That's true. I got my on, and this is
A lot of people gonna be upset about me with this hat, though.
wow. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, Arlington. But I mean, let's look at it, Arlington, what we got going on here in the upcoming week. A big week in spring football. We are halfway through this season. So before we go any further, Arlington, let's look at the standings to see where we are. DC and the Renegades both sit at 3-1 on top of the XFL conference, with the Battlehawks nipping at their heels at 2-2, with the Brahmas 1-3. Again, we're seeing the same thing as we saw last year in the USFL conference. Birmingham and Michigan both sitting at 3-1. Roughnecks sitting at 1-3. And the Showboats at 0-4. Now, Arlington, do we want to do the power ranking now?
Get it out of the way.
Get it out of the way? Or do we want to do it later? I say we get it out of the way now.
You want to just go ahead and do it now? Okay.
We do. Arlington, let's go back to last week. We had the Showboats at number 8. Hello, ma'am. How are you? Do we keep the Showboats at number 8, Arlington? Because the Showboats, in my opinion, are at number 8. Where are you at,
Okay.
Arlington?
Yeah, Showboat's got to remain at number 8.
Okay, so we both agree Showboats at number 8. Okay. Now, Arlington, we both had the Brahmas at number 7.
Mm-hmm.
Do one of us have a new number 7, or how are we going to stick to this? Because I know how I'm going.
We do have a new number 7.
You do, because so do I.
It's probably the same as yours.
It's probably the Roughnecks.
It's probably the Roughnecks.
Okay. Okay. So far we're on agreement here. The Roughnecks are the X Fan Show, the new power ranking. Since everybody else is doing it, we started it way back in the day. Everybody's copying off us. We started it way back in the day. Anyways, Arlington, so now we go to number 6. Last week we had the Roughnecks.
It was the Roughnecks. Uh-huh.
Do you have a new number 6? Because I hate to say it, but I do.
I know who your number 6 is.
Who is my number 6?
When we guess who your number 6 is?
Yeah, go ahead.
The St. Louis Battlehawks. You know dang well it's yours.
As much as I hate to say it, Arlington, you are right. They are my
I know it. I knew it was.
They are my new number 6. Arlington, who is your new number 6?
Yeah, it's gonna have to. The only reason why I'd say this the same because San Antonio's progressed a little bit better than what.
Oh, so you're going with me. You're agreeing.
Yeah, I got to.
We go to number 5. Number 5, you had the Renegades. I had the Battlehawks. I hate to say it, but I have to put the Brahmas above the Battlehawks for the simple fact is they beat the only undefeated team in this league. Arlington, do you have a new number 5, or are you sticking?
It's tough. This is
Listen,
kind of a tough one.
The way, and I can make the argument with the way that the Brahmas went out there and handled DC, they controlled that game. Even though they had less time of possession, they still controlled the game when they were on the offense. Their defense was on the field almost 30 minutes, almost like 10 to 15 minutes longer than DC's. And their defense controlled it, Arlington. And kept them out of the end zone. That's why I'm going Brahmas. That's why they're number 5.
Right.
Where are you at?
Number 5 this week is going to have to be the it's going to have to be the Brahmas. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we can't put them any higher than number 5.
Yeah, you can't put them any higher.
You know what I'm saying? You really can't. Now, here's where it gets tricky, Arlington.
Yep, things get tricky here, baby.
So number 4, 3, 2, and 1. Last week you had the Battlehawks, I had the Renegades. I don't think that's going to be the case this week because we already have the Beehawks at number 6.
This is number 4, right?
This is our number 4. You're going to be shocked because can you figure mine out?
No, I really can't.
You can't? Would you
Is
like
it on my head? Is it on my head?
No, it's not.
Okay. Well, if that's the case. Right, you ready?
Yeah.
For 4, you're going to say is probably the Renegades.
No, I'm not. My number 4 is DC.
That's kind of a given because, but I'm going to bet to you, sir. Number 1 will not be the same. Our number 1s will not be the same.
Okay, you'd be surprised.
I'm gonna have to agree with you, the offenders.
Okay, so you're okay. Wow, so far so good. All right, number 3. Arlington, last week we had Beham and the Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
You had Beham, I had the Panthers.
Mm-hmm. I want to go first?
Yeah, you go first this time.
The Stallions remain number 3.
You know, I'm going to have to agree with you, and I'm going to have the Stallions at number 3 also.
Are you serious?
Yes, sir, I am.
What is happening? What is happening right now?
What is happening? We are finally agreeing after 5 years of doing this monstrosity. We are actually agreeing on something.
Oh, my goodness.
Here's where it goes. We're at number 2.
Scared. I'm scared now.
2.
Okay.
I know who your number 1 is.
You know who my number 1 is?
You don't. You think you know who my number 1 is.
I know who your number 1 is.
All right. Who is my number 1? We'll go.
My namesake. It's my namesake.
Nope, sir. It is the Michigan Panthers. My number.
Oh my goodness, we literally on the same. That's the same thing, sir.
That is the X Fan Show rankings for this. It just makes sense because of the way that these teams have played and everything. Is that you have it, right? I mean, don't get me wrong. Arlington played a great game, even though they are number 1 in this division, in the XFL division, because of the strength of schedule. And Michigan is at number 2 due to strength of schedule. Man, Arlington, if you look at the Panthers, they're just warming up. They are just warming up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, they are just warming up, those guys. And Arlington is starting to really come into its own with everything and all of that. I mean, yeah, they beat the Battlehawks in Arlington. So for me, but what you've seen from Michigan has only had one bad game, Arlington. One bad game, and that was the first game of the year, where they've only scored 12 points. Other than that, they have scored 26, 27, and hold on. Or no, week 2, my bad. They lost in week 2. So week 1, 26 points. Week 2, 12 points. Week 3, 26 points. And last week, 27 points.
All right. So here we go. Those are the XFN shows UFL rankings this week.
Please tune in and argue. Argue. If you guys don't agree with them, please. It's just
everybody's trying to get in. Everybody's trying to get in. draft stuff, dude, because this is a big night. But that's fine.
Yeah, we're not talking draft. We're talking.
Lord, the schedule release. When is that? I need to know when that is because I gotta make 2 dates.
Damn it, pay attention, will you?
Listen, sir, I gotta make 2 dates for the NFL season, sir.
I know. Listen, we had some players to watch, and so far we're actually doing very well on our players to watch, right?
First off, before we even do that, they announced the players of the week for week 4, right?
They did.
Okay, there they are.
Players of the week,
and
do you have it?
Yes, I do have it. Special teams was Matthew Sexton.
Makes sense.
There it is. For the San Antonio Brahmas, right? So, that's perfect for him, and especially with how he's been so far. Offensively, same guy back at it again. Bryce Perkins.
I mean, listen.
Bryce Perkins.
Well, I mean, what can you say?
Right now, after 4 weeks, he's the front runner for MVP.
I mean, listen, he's behind Jordan. He's still behind Jordan and Louise, nipping on their heels, right?
Yeah.
But you want to talk about a complete game manager, 15 for 22 with 200 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, his highest passing yards of the season, and also rounded it out with 45 yards. Bryce Perkins has put together some of the best games we've seen so far. He's doing not just with his legs, and first and foremost, let's say speedy recovery to Manny Wilkins, busted up that Achilles tendon. We know how terrible that injury is. Now, I say this to say that Bryce Perkins is playing a better than Manny Wilkins is. Manny Wilkins was supposed to be Bryce Perkins, but the arm wasn't there. You know what I mean? The arm just wasn't there for Manny. I don't wish him any ill. I hope he can come back and play again. But man, that's a dangerous injury, Arlington. The Achilles.
Absolutely, man. I really hated it because as much as Manny was having, it was really trying to get it together, and it just didn't work out that way.
No, you got to quit moving.
I'm sorry.
Jesus.
I'll just watch here.
Yeah, and I know. And Arlington, the defensive player of the week. I mean, how can you argue with Najee Harris?
Yeah, Gene Harris. Yeah, you can't.
You can't. The dude's been playing out, and we didn't even call him as our players to watch, and he's just really doing it.
Absolutely, man. And that 102-yard interception return is pretty much the one that sealed it for him and whatnot. But
Exactly.
But right now, Gene Harris is doing an amazing job so far with the Renegades, and why their defense is right now on top, the top of the XFL conference at 3-1.
And if you've missed it, let me just rub it in for us poor Battlehawk fans.
What are you rubbing in?
This terrible.
That's just mean. At least put it in full screen so folks can actually see it. Nobody can't see that, dude. You couldn't put it in full screen?
Arlington, longest interception return in UFL history and XFL history.
Nobody could see that little ass video you put out.
Because I didn't really want to rub it in that much, Arlington. I mean, stop it. Come on.
This is the X-Fan show.
Arlington, so we got a big week coming up, but let's talk about the Battlehawk game because I was supposed to do. Let's do the upcoming game with Battlehawks versus Michigan.
Okay.
Shall we, Arlington?
Mm-hmm. The main thing is the main thing here.
Hey, Arlington, you know what I just thought of, pal?
You want to do what?
It's kind of like something like this, buddy. Where is it? Hold on. I'll find it. It's kind of like this, Arlington.
Three, two, one.
Welcome to B-Hawk Live, right in the middle of the X Fan Show. Arlington, let's get into it. Let's talk about it. Battle Hawks versus the Michigan Panthers, Arlington.
Okay.
How you see this going?
Sabrina really said it the best. You got to contain Bryce Perkins. If you're able to contain, yes, Mike, we crazy like that. So we decided to go head to head with the NFL draft. She also was like, hey, she's ready for B-Hawk Live. You know what I mean?
So should we switch back?
No.
We should switch back.
Oh, no, for this, yes.
Okay, for this
yes.
Switch back to B-Hawk Live. All right, let me go back to the
For
B-Hawk
this, yes.
Live. Boom, there we are. Okay, we're back on B-Hawk
All
Live.
right, so for this game, the Battlehawks are going to definitely have to figure out how to contain Bryce Perkins.
Okay, let's do it, because the way I do it on B-Hawk Live now, Arlington, you have the Michigan hat on, so you could be my Michigan guy, right?
You got it, yeah.
Battlehawk guy. So we got to do this first. We got to switch it. Welcome to B-Hawk Live, the condensed version. Arlington, so let's break this down. We're going to go by the quarterbacks, okay? A-Train, you start. Which quarterback are you taking? You taking the Battlehawks quarterback, or are you taking Michigan's quarterback? Okay, why are you taking Michigan's quarterback?
Well, first of all, he's the front runner for MVP.
That is true.
And the more we're at week 5.
Why are you moving?
I haven't moved.
Yeah, but your microphone's all staticky.
I think I can attest to that.
Oh, you sons of a bitch.
Anyway.
Oh, well, thank you, Mr. Bird. We appreciate that. We appreciate that. But hey, listen, people thought we were crazy. We've been doing this shit since 2019, and people thought we were crazy. We keep doing it for some dumb reason. I don't know why.
Because we nuts, for real, man. Share the show. Share the show to your pages and whatnot.
Share the show, like it, all that good stuff. All right, so we're talking about we're picking the quarterback. Who has the better quarterback?
It's Bryce Perkins, man, and not to mention, because the Battlehawks don't know who their quarterback is going to be with the recent signing of Brandon Silvers.
Your favorite guy, Brandon Silvers.
That has been said. So that has been said on a certain show.
I am going to agree with you. I am going to go with the quarterbacking core of the Michigan Panthers. I mean, Bryce Perkins, he was our player. He was our QB to watch in the very beginning when we started this in week 1. He was our quarterback to watch on the X-Fan show, and we kept saying it about Bryce Perkins. And he keeps doing it time after time after time after time again. Number 3 in the league in yards. You can't argue it. Right now, he is the better quarterback of this team, of these two teams. I agree with you. All right.
And their defense. Their defense is major here. There's a reason why they're on top of the XFL. The USFL standings.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when you got Frank Ginda back there in their front 4. It's difficult in that front 7, excuse me. It's hard to stop him because he's everywhere on the field. He's going to make plays no matter what.
Well, hold on. You're getting ahead. You're getting ahead of us.
I know.
All right, so now we're at the running back. This one's tough. Now, you got Jacob Sailors, who sits at the league at number 1, right?
Right.
206 yards. But Nate McCary, 161 with 1 touchdown, averaging 40 yards a game, to Jacob Sailors, 51 yards a game. Where do you go on this? Who has the better running back of
the
this?
edge would have to go to the Battlehawks in this case because of the work that Jacob Sailors has put in week and week out. Granted, it wasn't the best in the last couple of weeks, DC is kind of able to stifle him a bit, and the Renegades, who are another division foe, were able to stifle him a bit. And this time you're going up against a Michigan defense that's really good at stopping the run. So you're going to have to make adjustments with this offense. I know we have spoken about the rushing attack that the Battlehawks have had, and they've kind of strayed away from it. I think what they were trying to incorporate in those last 2 weeks was they were trying to throw those defenses off balance. And what wound up happening was it became more of a nightmare for the Battlehawks.
6-yard pick six.
It led to more of a nightmare for the Battlehawks instead.
Yeah, look, I'm going to agree with you. You got to give it to Jacob Sailors. Got to give him the slight edge. Jacob Sailors has proven that he is the best running back in this game, in this league. So you have to give it to Jacob Sailors. Now, Arlington, here we go to the wide receivers, right? Woo! Again, you have Jacob Sailors at number 6. And then you have Turner at number 7. Okay? For the receivers. And then you got Ja'Cour Pearson at number 10 with 102 yards. Turner for Michigan, 140 yards. And Jacob Sailors, 179 yards. But here's the other thing we got to look at, Arlington. Total yards, right? So number 5, you have, and just in the top 10, I'm going to do the top 10, right? The Battlehawks only have one guy, and that's Jacob Sailors at number 5 for total yards. And then the Panthers have 2. They have Mariner and Turner at 7 and 9. So if we're going that way, Arlington, where do you give the nod at for receiving core?
I'm still going to have to give the nod to Michigan. And the reason why I would give it to Michigan is because having a Mariner right now at 171 yards and Turner at 104, and then you having spot areas from Samson and Kua doing a great job with keeping that passing attack the way that it's been, and allowing Bryce Perkins to utilize his feet when needed. So I would have to give the edge over to the Panthers in this case. And I'm seeing this is going to be a difficult game. It's going to be
a very difficult game. I'm going to have to right. So
it's going to have that. They're going to have to carry the game for a majority of it. And I know that they do not want to.
Right.
They're going to have to control that narrative with and contain. You got to contain Bryce Perkins. That is the main thing. Keep the main thing here. But on the other side of that, their defense is what propels them.
Yourself, just
I'm sorry, but just the
now we're going to O-line. I will have to agree with you on the Panthers. Akeem Butler does show up, so maybe in week 6 it'll be different. But Akeem has not been a factor in this game at any of these games because he only played week 1. He hasn't been through week 3, 2, 3, and 4. So we don't know really how good Akeem Butler is going to be. Ja'Cour Pearson is a shell of himself from when he was with Seattle in last year. The only bright spot on this team when it comes to our receiving core is not even a receiver. It's our running back, Jacob Sailors. As much as I hate to say it, I have to agree with you in the Panthers. The O-line, I think we can both agree on this because the O-line that we've saw in the last 2 weeks for the Battlehawks has been terrible. And the O-line that we've seen with Michigan has been great. Just look at what Bryce Perkins has done over the last 2 weeks.
Well, it's shaky right now for the Battlehawks is because of who their quarterback is.
That is true.
Do you know? Wait a minute. You ready for the next question? Do you know who the quarterback is?
Well, they say it's Max Duggan. That's what they say.
And then after that performance, you would think the jury's still out.
Yeah. Because all these people at St. Louis, all we did was bitch, hey, we got to get rid of Manny. We got to get rid of Manny. And then we got Duggan in, and he didn't do anything either. But he did only come in just for a little bit, so I'll give him that. Arlington, I got to go with the O-line on this. Where are you sitting at with who's got the better O-line, Panthers or Battlehawks?
the Battlehawks are still going to have the better O-line in this case.
Ooh, okay.
Because of the running attack.
Okay.
Granted, JJS has been having trouble over the last couple of weeks. Sitting still. That has been his issue. But there's a reason why the rushing attack started off so well. And even though they're 2-2 mark, they dropped a couple of losses to division foes. This is still an offensive line that's pretty solid still.
Okay.
And what being in the dome is going to, getting back and playing against a Michigan Panthers team that last season they won off of a field goal by now Detroit Lions kicker Jake Bates.
It's true. We were there for that.
Granted, the quarterback was different then.
That game.
The quarterback was different then, but again, it's all going back. All eyes are going to be on Bryce Perkins. I see what you're saying, Sabrina. They're weird. And I get the reason why he would probably not play Perkins. It's stupid, but
Perkins would be your starter.
It would be smart to go ahead and make Mike Nolan, if you listening, just continue on as the starter. The point is he's probably, and I notice I said probably, is because he wants to see what he has with his other guys. But that's the thing. You don't want to do that when you're in a position where you could potentially have home field advantage for the playoffs. You don't want to ruin that so quickly, so early.
Correct. I agree with you on that one too, Arlington.
You don't want to ruin that. So at this rate, you want to make sure that if your guy is the reason why that they're having success, you just keep carrying that.
Correct. All right, Arlington.
That's,
the deep line.
That's.
I know that's a big thing. What she's saying right there.
That's. Ooh.
He could be though, Arlington. Ooh. If you think about it, he could be the DJ Stroud.
He could be that of this league for sure.
Definitely could be, and I could see it in the UFL. The UFL, he could be the DJ Stroud for the UFL. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He very well could be that person. All right, Arlington, here it is, the D-line. Listen, Arlington, I know where I'm going with the D-line, but you tell me where you're going with the D-line.
These.
You're going Panthers.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Hey, listen, as much as I love my Battlehawks, and if they've had a rough game last week, guess what I'm doing? I'm sticking on my Battlehawks defense because that's what's been doing it for us.
Listen, I love Beanie, Peter. I love those guys on that front seven. But when you got a guy like a Frank Ginda,
that's true,
terrorizing in the backfield where you're terrorizing running backs and quarterbacks, it's kind of a problem.
Yeah, you're right.
It's kind of a huge problem that you have to figure out. And then, man, not to mention Kai Nakua, right? And not to mention Kenny Wilkes. You know what I mean? So these are guys that they're ready to attack at all costs.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, listen, Arlington, I can't argue with you. You're right, but I have to stick with my team for the simple fact is that defense, when they need to play, they play, and they come out and they do it. So that's why I have to stick with my defense. All right, Arlington, now we have the DBs before we really get to X-Fan Show where we talk about the whole league. Arlington, who do you have for? The DBs. Mm-hmm. Who you got?
Jeez, man. Can I say tie? Because I can't think of either. I can't say either or, man.
That's funny that you say that because I say it's a push also. Because both have really great players. And you can't, they're just right there, neck and neck.
Granted that
together.
Granted that the Panthers have 5 interceptions as a team.
Mm-hmm.
You still, even though the Battlehawks don't have as many, they're still making plays on the ball.
A lot of plays.
But you know what? Forget that. I'm not going to even do that. I'm going to do 51-49 Panthers.
Oh, you're going Panthers. I'm still sticking with the push. All right, Arlington, with that being said, we are back to the X-Fan Show. We have to make our pick for St. Louis because we already broke it down. St. Louis and the Panthers. Arlington?
Michigan by 3.
You know what? I'm going to have to agree with you. I'm going to go Panthers also because they beat us in their home, and we've seen what's happened, that the Panthers seem just to say this to us all the time.
You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
Every single time. It just seems like that's what they do to us. So it doesn't help.
They've only played once. This is the first time that Michigan is playing in St. Louis. So,
okay. Did you see what DC just did to us? Our record in the UFL is not that good at the Dome. If you think
that's expected when you decide to heighten the talent level.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, these teams, they're not intimidated by coming to the Dome. I mean, you got to figure this. DC did not get one offensive false start. How is that possible?
Because if the crowd was bigger than the 32,000, you'd think it would have been something, right?
No, but I mean, San Antonio, they're going to be lucky if they get 15 in there because they're having their fiesta, but their team, people over there get false starts against them.
Really? Do you really think, without shadow of a doubt, you put 40, 50,000 in the Dome?
No, because we had almost 40 in the Dome the last time we played the Defenders last year in the Dome, and guess what happened? No false starts against DC. And what did they do? They rolled us again.
Did they? No.
Yes, they beat us. They beat us last year in the Dome. No false starts. Our record against DC is shit. Shit. Our record. Straight shit. All right, Arlington. Next game is the Friday night game. You know, Friday nights, Arlington, I'm a little disappointed with. And here's why I would tell you. The WWE Friday Night SmackDown used to be on Friday nights, correct?
Pause. Before you say another word, I want to go on record and sit here and say that they got beat DC twice last year.
By who?
The St. Louis Battlehawks.
No, they didn't.
Did you forget the 45-12 thumping that they took in DC?
That I remember that. But then
they won 26-21.
Show me.
You can't be serious right now, right?
Yeah, because they didn't get a false start. All I know is this. Okay, regardless if they won or lost, guess what? They didn't get a false start. That's impressive. Is it not?
Sure. There it is.
What, last year?
Yeah.
Oh, that's Wikipedia. That doesn't count. Anybody can do that.
You said what?
That's fake news. Fake news.
Of course it is.
Fake news.
Of course it is.
That's Wikipedia. That's fake news.
Whoop-de-damn-do.
Oh. Well, okay. All right.
Arlington, let's get back to the Friday night game. Michigan versus Birmingham. I'm kind of disappointed in the Friday night games, Arlington.
They have been some letdowns, man.
Well, they've been some letdowns, and we're not going to talk about the other thing that's been let down on for Friday nights that they can't even come close to WWE SmackDown, fake wrestling.
bad, brother. It's
Michigan versus Beham. I mean, look, do we really need to go any further into this game, Arlington? I mean, listen. Wynn is going to, he's dressing, right? He's going to be the starter, okay? Birmingham just seems to win games when they need to, right? I mean, and listen, anybody with the name Dresser Wynn, I'm going to kind of root for the guy. I mean, your parents must have been some real hippies to name you Dresser.
Speaking of which,
can you imagine this guy going to school? First day of school, here's little Dresser in kindergarten, right? Mr. Dresser Wynn? Mr. Dresser Wynn? Yes, teacher, that's me. Your name is Dresser. Come on, man. That poor kid probably got picked on so bad it wasn't even funny. What? I'm just saying.
There's nothing to say.
How would you like to have that name?
Dresser Wynn. I have Arlington. I have cities and cemeteries named. I'm named after those.
Okay, and I'm named after a bodily function. My nickname. Look, you know my last name, right? Spurge. So just think about it. And a lot of people call me a bodily function. That's all I'm saying.
I cannot with you.
Maybe that's why I like doing it so much. Who knows?
Why are you people still watching? Go watch the draft. Come on, man. Go away. After.
I'm not being mean. I'm just saying I would feel bad for this kid getting picked on, but the name Dresser Wynn. Now he's a pro football player. So good for him. All right. Go on, Arlington. What were you going to say?
I was gonna say before I was rudely interrupted that our good friend Luke Miller from State of the Stallions reported that Jamar Smith is back with the Birmingham Stallions.
Okay.
And that comes from, and actually that's via Shotgun Sports Alabama with the news on that. So Jamar Smith is back with the Birmingham Stallions. He'll be QB number 3 in this upcoming game against Memphis.
Well, they'll have Chase Cookus starting, and
I think Chase Cookus is getting his opportunity.
I mean, listen, Chase wasn't that impressive in Houston or in San Antonio. Or where was he? San Antonio, right? Or Memphis last year.
He's in Memphis.
Yeah, it wasn't that impressive in Memphis.
Oh man.
What?
I get you. Go ahead. I want to see Philly. I want to see Philly Stars Case Cookus.
I doubt we'll see that. I think we'll see the Memphis Showboats. Chase Cookus. That's just how I see it. But if you want to ask me who's going to win this game?
Memphis is Case Cookus, right?
And I'm going Beham. I'm not betting against
exactly. So I'm like, you sitting here saying that you want to see Case Cookus. You think you're gonna play like Memphis Case Cookus? I'm like, come on, man.
I'm just
you get nutty, man. For real.
I just speak the truth. What can I say?
Speak the truth.
All right, we already did the Michigan-St. Louis game. If you want to go back to the first half an hour of this show where we did it as the B-Hawk Live. Now, Arlington, in my opinion, the game of the week. DC.
It's at the worst freaking time on Sunday.
Time, 11 o'clock. DC versus Arlington. Both 3-1. This is for control of the XFL conference, right? Both of these teams have been playing out of their damn minds, right? Okay?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Arlington, where do you go with this? Because it's absolutely crazy. You have Jordan Ta'amu and Luis Perez at number 1 and 2. 906 with Jordan Ta'amu Worst completion rate in the league for the starters. I love you, Jordan, but you get the worst. Oh, Arlington, who'd you pick? Birmingham or Memphis? Okay.
Man.
Okay.
Birmingham. Don't you dare write down Memphis.
I didn't. I put Birmingham. Jordan with 906, 6 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Luis Perez, 82, 115 with a 71 completion, 728, 2-2 on the interceptions and touchdowns, right?
Yes.
But here's the thing. Luis Perez, the number one passer in this league by completion rating at a 71%. Jordan's all the way down there at number 7. The only 2 guys underneath him are Anthony Brown, who blew big chunks, and Alex Magoo, who got injured. Blew big chunks, right?
Yeah, blew big chunks.
Perez is the number 2 efficient rated quarterback in the league, where Jordan Ta'amu is number 4. Okay?
Okay.
So where you look at the total offense and all of that stuff, let me get to that page real quick. Keep going. All right. So total yards, it's DC with 891 total yards to Arlington's 776 total yards. They're the number 1 in attempts. Arlington, I don't know how to call this game. I really don't. Because go ahead.
This is going to go down to who makes the least mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
Right? This is going to be who's efficient on their offensive side, right? Who's going to make the big plays on the defensive side. It's the cliches, basically, right? And it's a pick'em game. If you're really looking at this game, this is.
Well, here, I'm going to give you some more, Arlington. Are you ready for total tackles? The Arlington Renegades are at number 8, and the DC Defenders are at number 7. But here's where it gets you. For sacks, Arlington, where do you think these 2 teams rank?
1 and 2 or 2 and 3?
1 and 2. The Defenders are number 1. Arlington is number 2. First fumbles, DC ranks number 1, where Arlington sits at number 3. Tackles for loss, Arlington, DC is at number 1. Arlington is at number 3. For interceptions, you have DC at number 3. And the Renegades at number 4. Pass defense, Arlington is at number 1. The Defenders are at number 5. You're right. This is a pick game, man. And it's who is the team? Ooh, that's a good question. You know what? I could go with around the 5th, 6th, and 7th round. For that, I could go with that, Mike. But Arlington, with this game, listen, I'm going to go with my man crush. I'm going to take DC. Every time I pick DC, so far they have not let me down in this.
I'm going to go with the Renegades at home. I don't think they're going to lay an egg.
Brahmas.
I don't think they're going to lay an egg.
You're going against who? You're going who?
With the Renegades. I'm going with my namesake.
Renegades? I'm going DC, man. Because I talked to, after the interview, I talked to Coach Harris, and I asked him, I'm like, Coach, your first loss as a head coach. You're moving into your next 3 weeks where you're playing Arlington, Michigan, and Birmingham. What do you tell your guys? He goes, I'm only looking at Arlington. He goes, that's the game I'm looking at. That's the game I'm focusing on. He goes, we made a lot of dumb mistakes. He goes, but we were still in this game until the end. I mean, they only lost by 1 possession.
Correct. They did.
And if Jordan would have looked to the left, he'd have had a wide open guy at the end zone to tie the game. But he did.
Renegades are on a high.
They are. You're right.
All the right reasons. And so they're at home and they want to continue that.
They just can't get in that end zone. They just can't get down there in that red zone.
Well, here's the problem with that. The problem with it was that defense was able to get majority of those scores together. So it didn't have to do a lot on offense. Yes, this go round, they're probably going to have to do some things on offense.
And here it is.
And the history between Luis Perez and the Renegades has been leading to an XFL championship for Luis Perez.
You are right, but I'm still going DC. All right, Arlington.
You got 2 wins on them, too.
I think the game that's going to have the lowest TV ratings of the whole week, because it starts at 7 o'clock, it's in Birmingham, Alabama, and I probably have – or no, it's in where is it?
It's going to be that Brahmas and Roughnecks.
Yeah, it's
Sorry,
the
guys.
Their home
Sorry,
game.
Brahmas. I love y'all. But if San Antonio don't have the biggest audience on it, it's going to bring that bad boy down.
Yeah, right? Arlington.
But this is the thing, sir. Oh, what was you going to say? Sorry, go ahead.
Chris, I tried to get a hold of you today because I was wanting to have you as my Panther guy.
He don't want to come on the show. He don't want to come on the show. He knows better.
But that's we said Panthers. We said Panthers are going to beat the Battlehawks, as much as it pains me to say that. Yeah. No, go on. It's Fiesta Day down there in San Antonio.
Right.
Everybody out there.
I mean, in a Brahma game, you want to go watch a Brahma game? Please. Please.
Want to go watch a Houston game?
They're gonna be in San Antonio though.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm just saying. Oh, he did.
He left a message, you said?
Oh, I got you. All right. Okay. That's all good, bro. No worries. At least you're on the show, so that's all.
We knew already. I told you, man. That's why Mike made the post that he made. He said, y'all ballsy.
I know, but we ain't doing a draft party because we don't care. We don't care about the stinking draft. Here's what I have to say about the draft.
Whoop-de-damn-do.
I see that one coming.
Who do we have in this game? Because I do want to go check out the draft. I want to see where Sanders gets drafted in the second round. Dion's kid. He keeps dropping.
Well, he knew he was going to be down low, but I want a certain individual
keeps
that
singing.
I know personally. He sat there saying he's going to 9. He's going to 9 in New Orleans. He never was.
He's sinking like the Titanic.
He's not going to sink like the Titanic, man.
He's
and a lot of people looking at him like he's going to be the next Will Levis, and I'm sitting there like,
yep,
that's so
he is.
mean.
You know who he is? He's the next Ryan Leaf. Calling it now, Ryan Leaf.
That's mean, yo.
I'm just saying.
I don't see that.
I tell you this though, Travis Hunter might be the best two-way player I've ever seen play football.
I will say this. This is what I will say.
Can we make our last pick for this game?
Huh?
Can we make our last pick for this last game?
Do we really want to?
I mean, we got to. I mean, it's going to be a stinker of a game.
A lot of our friends are going to be very upset with us.
Okay, who are you going?
Huh?
Who are you going with?
He's hoping for a tie, and it just never ends.
Who you going with?
Oh shoot.
Chris is going to Brahmas.
Brahmas. I'm gonna go with the Brahmas.
Much as I hate to say it. You know what? No, because I'm going Brahmas. I got to keep my win. There we go.
Sometimes I'm gonna regret that pick.
Probably. What were you gonna say now?
The AFC South is probably is already the more dynamic. It'll be the most dynamic division in the NFL. Dynamic.
You're right.
Star power is there. Cam Ward, the Titans, Travis Hunter with the Jaguars, and now what's my man from Michigan? Penn State, Tyler Warren.
Yeah.
At tight end, they're gonna need some help with some pass catching. You gotta do everything you can to keep Anthony Richardson.
Very excited. Very, very exciting to watch. And like Mike Tackett said earlier in there, he goes, where do you think we see UFL guys go? I could see somewhere in that 5th, 6th, 7th round, somewhere in there. I could see those guys going and getting drafted. Now, the odds of them making the team, I mean, listen, Cam Ward might not make his team.
You a lie and a half. You're a lie and a freaking half, dude.
Just because you get drafted doesn't mean you're guaranteed to. You're not
yes, exactly what we need, Chris. That's
right.
Exactly what we need. Offensive line help.
Oh, we got anything else to say?
No, and you know, all the best to all the teams this week. And so, all right. So let's go back. Who did you pick again, sir?
All right, so we both have the Panthers. We both have Birmingham.
Oh God.
We split on the Renegades in DC. You went
said Defenders.
We both you went Renegades. I said Defenders.
And
we both went Antonio. That is our picks. That's how we stand. You saw in our power rankings. The only power rankings that really matter are the X Fan Show power rankings. You know, at number 1, we have the Michigan Panthers. Number 2, we have the Renegades. Number 3, we have Birmingham. Number 4, we had DC. Number 5, we had the Brahmas. Number 6, we had the Battlehawks. Number 7, the Roughnecks. Number 8, the Showboats. And with that being said, we will see you guys next week. Same time, same X Fan Show channel. You like that?
You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
I don't care. Good night.
Good night.